Yeah.
What are some of the technology advancements you've seen in wireline since you've been in the business? Is there, with, there's a lot that goes into wireline. To your point, everybody kind of just makes it seem like it's a simple operation, but you're dealing with some sophisticated stuff and some explosive stuff, I think, and those things.
Yeah.
About that.
It's interesting. The explosive side, I think, has stayed pretty steady. The wireline itself, we went from a steel stranded cable to a coated cable, which is reduced friction, which has been really helpful for getting out farther. We went from kind of an old technology of pressure switches to isolate our barrels for shooting the different sections as we came up. Now we're using IP-addressable switches. We went from hydraulic driven trucks. Now in our fleet, a third of our frac pump down fleet is electric. And now we're talking a lot about automation. How do we make the process of operating that wireline truck, which for a long time, and I think to this day, a lot of wireline engineers would like to tell you there's an art to it, right? There's a touch. You have to feel it. You have to control the pumps. You have to control, the wireline truck. But can we standardize that?
Yes.
And I think we can. And so there's a lot of
standardization is a lot more efficient than art.
Right. And for us, if we can extend the life out of everything, margins in onshore are tough, right? We all know it. And it's not getting any easier. And so if we can extend the life of our cable farther than our competitors can, that gives us an advantage. If we can extend the life of our wireline truck farther, if we can lose less tools downhole, all those things are really impactful. And if you can take the human element out of it so that when a person is tired, they've had a bad day, whatever, they can't make that mistake, that's going to be hugely impactful. And I think that's going to be the biggest driver in the business.
Particularly in the gun loading aspect of it too, I think.
Yeah, I think the gun loading aspect there, it's the same thing.
The charges.
Yeah,
The addressable switch changed the business 100% though.
It really did. We went from, probably mid 90% success rates to now the expectation is so close to, it's like NASA standards, right? That's what I tell my guys all the time. It's like sending something to the moon. We're going in the earth 2 miles and we're going 4 miles sideways, and you have to know it works every single time, but for nothing. And we have to do it over and over and over again every single day. And so the consistency, it's just so important. And so with that, we went from a small business where you have a group of owners that have done it for, forever and ever and ever. And we can control everything.